Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode. I think it's either 5 or 6 of Code's Corner.
I think it's
I think it's
I
six.
think it's 5.
5 or is it
No, wait,
six?
this is 6. This is
It's
6.
six.
This is 6.
All
Okay.
right. Code's Corner in K4, episode 6. I'm the battle boss, Code McCloris. I'm joined today by the Imperator,
Hello.
playing Kairo Zetsubo.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
and we may or may not be joined by our other lovely companion, Mr. Oid, at some point in the immediate future, but we will have to play that by ear.
Of course. Of course.
Last time, we joined our group of intrepid mercenaries, sell swords and drug dealers. Um, they had gotten involved in a bit of an underground brawling match. Did some training for that. Got beat up by a robot real bad.
Mhm.
Um, went and fought the dude, beat the dude, got a bunch of money, and then you had to go and the Russian guy who was there was like wanted you to kill the guy you beat up, and then you were like nah, and you shot him in the face instead.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then we proceeded to commit another act of mass homicide for like the third day in a row, and then
Mhm.
fled the scene, brought the barely conscious individual back to the condemned bar, and had to kind of thrust him upon the doctor without much care for his personal opinions on the matter, and then left without without much of another word.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And yeah, so today uh, it is the next morning, and we join Mr. Zetsubo. Morning routine, wakes up and is in his bed in his, semi decent apartment, in his big wall of holographic computers built into the window pane. And you see that you have a lovely email message.
I guess I'll go over to the wall of screens and open that thing up.
I'd like to point out that trying to pull up my notes, I went to my email instead of my Google Docs, so that's
It,
fun. Okay, where am I? So the email is kind of like stamped with none other than Hermes package deployers, everybody's favorite. Gotta love them.
uh,
And it's like
uh,
one of those like e-invite things, right?
okay.
And it's a digital invitation to spend a full business week, five business days, aboard the Albatross Private Training Center, used by corporations to train soldiers and employees in various forms of combat by way of advanced combat simulations and combat skirmishes.
So
Uh,
who sent me this?
the Johnson from the previous job, whose real name is Cameron Zander.
Oh, his name isn't Johnson?
No, his name's not Johnson.
Oh. Oh,
Johnson is a
well.
nickname for clients of mercenaries.
I'm gonna I'm gonna inspect this, but I'm gonna call him up at the same time that I'm looking at it.
Uh, yeah, sure. You kind of like call the number you still have for him, and you get uh like the very last ring. I think he picks up and he's like, "Ah, yes, Pharaoh. I assume you got my email then."
Yeah, what am I looking at here?
He's like, "Well, some of my fellow managers here at Hermes caught wind of the great work you and your two companions pulled for me before, and said that they would be interested in hiring you as well for a number of, various under the table hush hush kind of deals. But you need more credentials. You need official credentials. You and your team, right? So what I've done is I've gone and signed the three of you up for a week's vacation to a private island owned by a smaller corporation that specializes in team building and combat training, exercises, stuff like that. It's all paintball guns and stuff like that, and there's no live firearms. And it's all
Mm,
very well run. I assure you, I've paid top dollar to get you three nobodies jumped up the queue. So yeah, limousine should
now,
be there to pick you up shortly.
if I recall, you were pretty. How should I put this? Dissuaded when I asked you for help.
Yes, but business relationships are dynamic, and sometimes the fruits of a relationship can't be fully realized until you get to know one another, and you get to find out what each person is truly capable of. And some of my associates are also interested in your services, and think that it could be a good experience to get some official training. You get like a little like diploma and stuff, and you learn some fun techniques. Just a weekend, get to be on a cruise ship for a couple of days out of the deal. You go to a private island off the coast of Ryanstown. You go, you play paintball for a day, and then you come back. You get money out of it too if you win.
Hmm. Well, I won't be opposed to it, but it's my colleague that you'll have to persuade to go on this.
To go, don't worry about your friend. Although I will say that your the the charismatic one, I haven't received any emails back from him, so I'll have to have some delivery boys of mine investigate that. But yeah, do not worry. Your companions will be there when you arrive.
All right. Well, I've got to go. I've got to go take a look at something. So have the limo meet me at these coordinates, and I'm gonna give him the coordinates for the condemned because I need to go check up on my boy.
Alrighty. So yes, he's like, alrighty, I'll forward that, and then he hangs up immediately, basically.
I gotta go. I gotta go see how Cromwell's doing.
Alrighty. So just before, you as you're looking over this invitation, um, you will see that the in like bright bold flashing red letters, this massive warning on the top of the invitation, and on the bottom, repeated again, is the warning of uh, no weapons are allowed to be brought. Like no knives, no guns. Cyberware is allowed. Cyberware is fine. But no guns, no knives. If it can be removed from your body safely and easily, it will be confiscated if they find it. And it's just like this like waiver saying like they can't have any like deaths on the island because their insurance doesn't really cover that. So you
Okay.
got us on some like the waiver and stuff saying like if you get injured you won't sue them, and it's long stack of paperwork, terms and uh, terms and licensing and stuff. Uh, and yeah, so you read through all that stuff. Can't bring any guns, can't bring any knives,
Hmm.
but like cyberware and stuff is allowed.
So I
Uh,
can have my stun baton then.
what?
It's a stun baton. It's not anything lethal. It pops out of my arm and goes.
Well, since it's in your arm, yes, so cyberware is
Yeah.
allowed.
Hold on. And I think dinner's here. Really bad timing. Hold on. Give me one moment. Huh.
Alrighty. So,
All right.
yeah, gonna go to the bar.
Yes. I go to bar.
Alright then. So you go to bar, you get on bike and you drive bar, drive by,
Mm.
and then so yeah, to say like half an hour to get to the condemned. There is no like parking for the condemned because of course it's like hidden behind an alleyway of an apartment building, and if you try to park in the apartment building parking lot, they'll fine you. So you kind of have to like park on this street like 2 blocks away and then walk all the way. It's really annoying, but like whatever. It's a good enough bar, I guess. It's kind of worth it. Um, so yeah, so
Ah,
you do all that stuff. It is of course pouring down rain. Um, yeah,
of course.
of course. It has to. It's cyberpunk. Um, and yeah, so you kind of squeeze down this side alleyway, and you wander into the condemned bar. The captain is of course behind the counter, swiping it down with his heavy, clunky arm. The bar is pretty full of this day. I think it's like a Thursday currently. It's pretty full
Huh.
at the moment. Bright and early, it's like 8, 9 o'clock, maybe 10. Day drinkers, big deal.
Unusual.
I would say unusual, but certainly a lot of people. More than what would be expected of a weekday, maybe. You're just kind of a little bit extra business here. Um, and yeah, I think you kind of you walk in through the rickety wooden door that creaks on its hinges when you open it and stuff. And you walk in, and Cromwell is sitting on a stool, leaning on the bar counter with like an old busted cracked glass tumbler, chilling in his hand, and he's just kind of like leaning on the bar, like his face is still swollen, and like his eyes are like black and blue, and he's obviously still very messed up. He's got like the stitches in his forehead and like the bandages and stuff to keep his wounds closed, and he's one of his hands is like wrapped up his robotic arms.
Hmm.
And then the captain is just kind of like avoiding his gaze, and just kind of like the captain is on the side of the bar that's closest to the door, and then Cromwell is like barely conscious on the other end of the bar, like groaning in pain to himself and like lazily drinking from his glass of vodka.
Hmm. I'm gonna go pull up a seat next to him and like pat him on the back.
So he just kind of like when you pat him on the back, he kind of like arches his head as cranes his neck to the side a little bit more, kind of lifts it off the table by like an inch, and he's like, "What do you want? Why are you
Well,
why are you here?"
you know, your manager wanted me to kill you.
Like, you should have just done it. And he just like takes another. Like, I think he probably finishes like this half full glass of vodka, and he like smacks the glass on the counter again. And Captain kind of walks back over, and pours from right from the bottle again. And Cromwell's just like,
And why is that?
because they will not stop until they kill me. It's whatever.
Huh.
If they weren't watching my house, I would get my gun and shoot me myself. But walking is kind of like walking through fire, so I don't do that yet.
I'm gonna take this information in, and I'm gonna turn to the captain. Hey, captain.
He kind of his like heavy metal arm like like smacks on the table. And he kind of leans his like fleshy elbow on the counter, and he looks over at you and he's like, "Aye, what do you want?"
Got room for any staff here?
He kind of looks around. He kind of like, well, and he kind of like spits into like a metal can.
Platoon.
Yeah, but like behind the counter, ding. It looks like he's like, well, I mean,
I mean,
I
you can always use
guess.
a spare hand, right?
He's like, well, yeah, I guess I could use with like janitor or something. Sure.
I'm gonna look over to Cromwell. Well, what do you say?
He proceeds to just like smack his forehead against the bar counter a couple times, and he's like swearing in like Russian under his breath. He's like, ay, 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 ay. It's like, if they come for me here, will you keep me safe, Captain? And Captain's like, nope. And Grandma's like, Honestly, fair enough. Like, I don't really blame you. Alright, fine. Sure, whatever. And the Cromwell looks up and he's like, is there room and board for employees? And the captain looks over and he just kind of like stares like blankly at Cromwell and is like, do I look like I'm a Teresa over here or something? No. I mean, you could ask like the landlord that owns the apartment building that currently surrounds this establishment.
You went from so Scottish to just you could ask the landlord who owns the
Yeah.
apartments.
The captain's accent is androgynous and completely mysterious. The only constant is that he sounds like he's smoked a pack a day for like 80 years. He was only like 30 or like 40, but he sounds god awful. He's like, so yeah, you can ask the landlord. I mean, it's like the same thing, but like, I'm not gonna have you here. I have a doctor in the basement. Like, what's wrong with you? And Crumb was like, that doctor is very scary. I do not like him very much. He's very intimidating.
But he fixed you up.
Yes, but I think he took my kidney. His payment.
Hey, you only need one and they grow back.
He's like, I'll whatever. He just kind of like lays down on the bar again. He's just so done. He's like, somebody shoot me.
Hey, I helped you out.
You should not have, because now the Crescent are going to come after you, and they're going to come after me, and then you're going to die first because that's how my life works, and I'm going to be like sad because your blood's on my hands or whatever. And,
So Pharaoh's just gonna laugh.
and the captain just kind of like shakes his head and goes back to like turns to you, and he's like, "Are you gonna buy something or what?"
Hey, I'm a faithful customer. I don't bring my business anywhere else. I'll have a shot.
He's like, "That's what I thought," and then he turns around and he gets the bottle of like whiskey and he pours a little shot for you, and he's like, "There you go."
So I'll flick my helmet back. Listen, Cromwell. I'd like to see them come after me.
He's like, "Oh,
Let's
they
just
will."
say-
Like, they always collect their debts, my friend. They always collect their debts.
Let's just say I've taken scarier shits than them. And then I'm gonna down the shot and put it like rim down on the bar.
You put a rim down, and as soon as you take it off, like move your hand. That's already been swiped up in the captain's hand, and it's like he's like moving it around to a different like customer, like immediately reusing it. Like he does not care about hygiene at all. He doesn't give a single damn.
Of course, it's a dive bar.
Yeah, this is like the dive VS. Like this is literally like this building should be condemned. That's why it's called the condemned. Like. Like, OSHA would have a field day if they ever cared enough to look in here.
OSHA would have a field day.
But there is no OSHA anymore, so convenient, right?
FDA would not have fun with this place.
They would not approve.
FDA would not approve.
9 out of 10 dentists do not approve of this bar. Just putting it out there.
So who's that 10th dentist?
The one the captain paid off. The one on Yelp that's like, I approve of this bar.
Good place. Family friendly.
Family friendly. Literally. I mean, compared to some of the places that exist, it's probably more family friendly than like a brothel.
The River's Dicks.
Yeah, the River's Dicks, for example. That's not like a strip club, that's just like a gay bar. But there are more brothels than can be counted. And more, strip clubs than can be counted.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised you haven't directed me towards one yet.
Oh, I'm sure that the Johnson will, because he's like basically like the only people who can afford to go to like the nice brothels and stuff are the corporate goons who have the money to
So
afford.
Am I getting brought to the Johnson first, or?
Well, as you inquire this, the creaky wooden door swings wide and like slams against the wooden wall and like bounces off and stuff. As a group, well, probably only like two very well dressed probably a man and a woman who have like the super like the white like clear wire earpieces that like run through their like down their back of their suits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Black suit, black tie, black sunglasses built into their foreheads. They have like the metal like cybernetics, like let them like Deus Ex. They can like retract them into their faces and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, and they like look around, they clock you, and they immediately just like walk up towards you, and they're like, "We're here to pick you up for the training program, sir."
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm gonna take the two uh pistols out of my jacket and lay them on the bar. Captain, look after these for me, please.
And the captain's like, "Nobody can afford to buy them off of me, otherwise you'd be very unfortunate." And he just kind of like scoops them down and like puts them in like a milk crate underneath the bar.
I'm gonna call in Ankh too, cause I'm taking Ankh with me.
Yeah, so you can call him Ankh, and he just like kind of. I think how would he get inside? Are you gonna have him like through the window or something, or like wait for him
No,
to
no,
come
no.
inside, or?
He like boops open the door.
Mm.
Like he's a cute little drone. Uh, so I've installed a personality mod in him. Like that's his thing, is that he has a personality mod.
Mm.
So he's basically that. Like the way I personalize him is the jackal chibi that I have.
Yeah.
That's basically Ankh.
Ah. Okay. Yeah. So he kind of like you hear like a
Like a boop, boop, boop.
yeah, you hear like a couple like little like light taps like. And then you slowly see these like rudders like push the door open. And he's kind of like,
No, 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 no. So he tries to like the knocking can be heard, and then he just flies over the door.
yeah, it's kind of like yeah, probably this little like quadcopter like drones like and like hovers next to you.
All
Little
right, I'm gonna
chibi
take
face.
off. I'm gonna take him off his pistol,
Hmm.
and so Pharaoh would also have a backpack, like a special backpack, where Ankh goes in and like sits
Yeah.
and charges. So I'm gonna take off his gun, and he gets like all sad, and I'm like, "Don't give me that face." And then I'm like, "Come on, in the pack."
He kind of like
It's like,
whoop whoop and like kind of like he like hovers over the backpack and then like turns the copters off and he just like drops into the backpack.
well, no, it's not like a thing where he drops inside of it. He
It's
like
like a slot
hovers.
on the
Yeah,
side.
like so on the back, like
Yeah.
there's the main pouch that opens up on the
Hmm.
back of that main pouch. So he would be going parallel to the backpack,
Yeah. Kind of like
and then he
creeping.
like, yes,
Yeah. Okay. Yes, he kind of like onto the back of the pack. And then the two guards, those like corporate shills, they just kind of like stare at their watches and like do whatever,
come on,
kind of bored.
we got we don't have time to kill here.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm gonna like smack the bar twice. I'm out of here.
The captain, I think, just kind of like spits in the direction of the corporate agents, and they just kind of like ignore him. And then you just hear a pained groan from Cromwell, who is like still head down on the bar.
As I'm like walking out the door, I'm gonna like finger guns at Cromwell. Hey, let me know how that job goes.
Uh, you hear an expletive yelled in Russian after you, and then as the door swings closed, and
You know what this means now, right?
he's gonna be a constant presence.
No, he's indebted to me.
Well, no, he's just he. I mean,
Yeah, he is.
to him, he wishes you had shot him. Is his basic thing. He wants to die now. He has nothing to live for because you ruined his
But
life, basically.
he's indebted to me.
Yes, but begrudgingly, I guess. Whether or not he will ever recognize that is, between Pharaoh and Mr. Cromwell. But you know,
I mean, he better pray that I don't come calling.
I mean, he's gonna probably like hate you because you did like murder his sister and everything. But
I mean, hey, you know what? We might be able to figure out a way to put her in a robot body.
no,
It
you
may
turned her into Chucky Salsa.
it may come up later on. I'm sure that someone has a backup of her conscience.
I don't know. She wasn't that important. I think yeah, only like upper tier, branch managers and like the CEOs and the board directors have like backups. There are the people who do have backups or people who do have clones of themselves, but those are more like, you have to be like a millionaire to afford any of that stuff.
Yeah.
The super, the new you clone tube facilities and stuff, the big warehouses full of unconscious bodies that they just keep around.
I'm sure I
Um,
can make a program.
probably,
Anyway,
probably, yeah. So, uh, you walk out back into the rain. I mean, actually, because this is the get down bar, like it's probably like 20 square feet, like in like there's like the front door and like there's like a front yard, quote unquote. That's like it's not grass, it's just like metal plating. It's a little like courtyard, but it's still covered by the roof of the apartment building above it, so no rain hits
can
down
get to
here.
where we are.
Yeah, it just kind of like because I imagine there are like hallways and like glass like tunnels and like wires and pipes like crisscrossing so much above you that there's no water can get down basically,
Mm.
and no sun ever reaches down here, and the two corporate agents just kind of like follow us, sir, and they just kind of like lead you squeezed through the 4 foot wide alleyway.
I
Um,
have my mask on, by the way.
yeah, and they lead you out, and parked out front is the limousine. Still,
Is
to
bonus
run.
in the limousine?
No, bonus is not in the limousine. Neither of your companions are in the limousine.
Getting kind of suspicious of this.
And one of the corporations, he walks up, and he's like, he opens the door for you, and he's like, we'll be arriving at the docks to begin the cruise ride over shortly.
Where is my compatriot? Bonus.
He's like, unfortunately, your companion did not understand that this invitation was a demand and not a request, and he had to be sedated in order to be allowed on board the ship.
Suspicious.
Well, I mean, basically, like, they explained to you that like they had to knock him unconscious because he was trying to fight them. And like basically, yeah, basically these two guys, these two agents, tell you that like the invitation isn't an invitation so much as it is like you've been signed up and you have no choice. And Bonus thought it was like an invitation and got mad when they tried to force him into the car, so they knocked him unconscious with like drugs or whatever and hauled him off without his consent.
Hmm. Fine.
Gotta read the fine print. Is the
I'm
general
gonna
general
get in,
rule.
but begrudgingly.
Yeah, so the two agents, they get in the front seats, passenger and driver side, and they drive you down to the harbor.
I'm
Whether
keeping the window open the entire time.
you get lightly smattered with rain as you go, this dirty
I don't care. I don't care. I'm not letting them knock me out.
shore.
I'm getting on this boat fully conscious.
Yeah, so half an hour passes, you arrive at the docks in this huge cruise ship, this Lux cruise ship. That's like super heavily like AR'd. There are like advertisements like floating around the outside hull of it and stuff, and the captain is wearing like a super fancy like gold and white like captain's naval outfit. Definitely not legitimate. For sure, probably like some custom corporate like outfit he got tailored for himself.
Hmm.
And the crew and stuff are all there, and you see that there are 4 other teams of 3. that are kind of like standing on this dock.
So is Bonus there with me?
Bonus is um hmm, at this point, I think when you pull up and they lead you through this like tent pavilion where they like basically like scan your ID in AR and stuff to confirm that you are who you say you are. Um, they like wheel
Yeah.
Bonus out on like a gurney, Hannibal Lecter style, and like untie him. And he just kind of like gets off and is like, you know, PO'd because you would be
I'm
too.
gonna I'm gonna nudge Bonus. And I'm gonna be like, look at the other teams. A little unfair, don't you think?
He's like, well, I think our lovely employers had some difficulty finding Mr. Oid.
He's probably in who knows where, making more drugs by now. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up halfway through.
Yeah, you never really know with that one. It's like,
Yeah.
but that's the idea I get. We'll be able to take any of these guys. I think as Bonus says that, um, you're kind of like talking to Bonus, and you're both like standing like next to each other, like kind of half listening to the captain give this like speech and stuff. And you see that Bonus is suddenly shadowed, like the sunlight. It is sunny over here. You don't know why because there's almost never any sun in Ryanstown. But this, yeah, actually, if you were to look up, there is a section of the sky directly above this cruise ship that has no clouds over it. It is cloud free.
Hmm.
Anyway, so the sunlight, what little there managed to get through the cloud cover, suddenly gets blotted out as this looming shadow kind of stands over, covers Bonus. He doesn't seem to notice it.
I'm gonna look up.
So you kind of like look over, and there is probably like a 6'8", 6'10" dude, built like the Rock, um, standing over standing over Bonus, and he has the whole right side of his torso and his right arm are incredibly advanced um, bionics. Like they're like uh, bionics, but they appear to be copying like the musculature of a human body. So they have like these thick, really thick, bright neon red like nanofibers, and whenever this dude moves and breathes, you see the fibers like contract and move and bend. And it's really weird because there's usually skin covering that, but there is no skin covering this man. It's just there's half of his torso and his whole arm and hand are fully just out in the open, bright neon red, like really advanced, top tier, like top of the line, super good cybernetics, and he is jacked. He's shirtless too, by the way. He's not wearing a
Uh,
shirt.
is he like looking down at us?
No, he's just like straight up like because he's so much bigger than both of you. He can just straight up see like over Bonus's head. If Bonus is a big dude, and this guy can just look over Bonus's head like like you would look over like a fence, basically.
Oh, it'll be easy, huh?
Bonus kind of like looks behind him and he's like, "Damn!" And the guy looks down onto to Bonus. Bonus is still wearing his mask, of course. And this dude looks down and he's like, "Hello," in a super deep Russian accent. And Bonus is like, "Oh, morning." And the dude just kind of like cracks his neck like audibly, and you're like, okay. And like next to him, like with a kind of like a hand like patting the fleshy, quote unquote fleshy part of his body, is this other Asian gentleman who looks to be like 5'10", average height. But the bottom half of his face, his head, is gold. Is like a gold skull, and it's all like cybernetic. And with his right eye and like that part of his whole part of his skull is all gold. And his eye is glowing red, and it has like this little like it's mostly robotic. A little glowing red slit in the middle of his eye where like a pupil would be, and this like very skinny, lanky, white like short white crew cut pretty young Asian dude, like resting his like, you know how like tall people will put their arm on like the heads of short people.
Yeah.
Well, this dude is doing that to this guy's forearms because one, his forearms are freaking massive, and two, because he's that like big. Um, and so yeah, just leaning on his friend, and is like, look what we have here, the B team. And when he talks, there are no lips, so he like his jaw moves, but like
Is his voice like mechanized?
it's you would know, being like big into like chroming and stuff like that, you can just barely detect the synthesizer. Like it is almost a perfect replication of a human voice.
Hmm.
And
So I'm gonna hear this guy. I'm not gonna say anything.
he's like, "Ah, cat got your tongue, buddy." And he kind of like, and he's kind of like chuckles to himself. And the big dude does not care. Like the big dude seems just totally done with this like short dude's crap. He does not care. And then on the right side of the big dude is this super heavily chromed woman. Like her arms are fully metal, her legs are fully metal, and her legs have like there aren't feet. There's just like the flexible like blades for like sprinting and jumping and stuff like that. The curved
I'm gonna I'm
metal
gonna
plates.
turn to bonus and like tap his jacket. I didn't know they let mongrels into this too. With my heavily modified voice.
Yeah, so Boris kind of like looks to you and just kind of like shakes his head. He's just like Jesus. And the woman, she he's like a big gas mask covering the bottom half of her face. She has like long purple hair that like goes from purple at the scalp and like travels down to become black at the ends. Um, and she just kind of like glares at you but doesn't say anything. Um, and the gold skull man uh, is like, wow, way to go for the low blow, huh, buddy? And he kind of like nudges like the back of your shoulder.
Hey, I didn't ask to be here.
He's like, well, isn't that a shame? Well, that makes things easier for us, right, Everest? And he turns to the jacked dude, and he turns down. He like looks down on his annoying companion, and he's just like, duh, and then just like
Don't
he
say it, I warn you. So like when he's done talking, I'm gonna like cross my arms and like shake my head. Just remember, don't say I didn't warn you.
and the gold skull dude is like, so you do have a mouth on you after all. I thought you would. And he kind of like extends a fleshy hand out towards you. He appears to have no chrome other than his like head, basically. He moves his head out, and he's like, who would he introduce himself as? I have to get my notes up. Gosh darn it. He extends his hand, and he goes, "They call me Zen. How are you?"
Well, Zen, I'm gonna extend my robotic hand out.
Yeah,
The one that has the stun baton in it, of course.
yeah. So
When
he
you lose, just remember the name Pharaoh.
he's like, yeah. I'm sure they'll be able to put that on your gravestone. And he kind of like winks at you with like his like fleshy eye.
Repeat that one more time.
What did he say? I've forgotten.
He winks at me.
Yeah, he winks at you, and he goes, he's like, yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I'll put it on your gravestone. And he like winks at you.
Make sure to clear a spot for yours too, then.
And he's like, don't worry about me. He like taps his metal skull, and he's like, there's already already a spot picked out for me.
Hmm. I'll make sure to upload you to the cloud after I'm done with you.
And you hear Bonus like chuckle at that. He's like, eh. And the
Good one.
yeah, and the gold head Zen. He turns to the Bonus and he's like, Ah, so you do have a working tongue then. And Bonus turns around. Bonus is bigger than this, like, shrimp. You know, like, this guy talks tough, but Bonus is still much bigger than he is. Bonus turns around and just kind of, like, runs a bionic finger down the metal mask. And, like, ee! And he's like, yeah. And Zen just like, okay, whatever. Like, he's like, you people are weird. And then, he's like, well, don't be crying to me when you lose this competition. That prize money, it's all mine. And Everest looks down and is like, oh, I thought we were splitting it. And he's like, no, that's what I mean. We're splitting it. Yeah, of course. I wouldn't try to jip you out. And he like taps his like forearm, and he's like, yeah, okay. So I'll see you two on the field. And he just kind of like, the three of them just kind of like shuffle through the crowd and keep moving, and you can hear them harassing the rest of the groups, like same thing to all of them basically.
Why do I get the feeling that that's a red herring? I'm gonna turn to Bonus and say, I get the feeling that that's a red herring, and totally break the fourth wall.
And Bonus, okay, we're gonna break the fourth wall. Bonus looks over and he goes, I don't know. I get the feeling that they're probably going to be the main antagonists of this mission. And then,
Yeah, I feel you there.
yeah.
What do you think? And then I'm gonna turn to the camera and point at the folks viewing at home. What do you think?
Leave a comment
And
down
then the
below.
camera like shakes up and down.
Yeah, and the camera's like, leave a like,
Thought
comment,
you'd agree.
subscribe. Yeah.
And then Data or Bonus is like, who are you talking? Who are we talking
Who
to?
are we talking to? And then database out of nowhere.
Database. The people at home. Well, that was weird.
Subscribe. Oh god.
Uh,
Yeah, so after that, little stroke we have talking to ourselves, the crowd begins shuffling onto the cruise ship,
I'm gonna
and
like nudge Bonus and like signal him, hey, let's go.
Bonus is like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to my room, and like as you walk like over the gangplank onto the boat and stuff, you can see that this cruise ship, it has like everything. It's got like a volleyball court. It's got pools. It's got a poker game. It's got a brothel in it. It's got a smokehouse, like a smoke den.
Interesting.
It's got everything.
Interesting indeed. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find the nearest place to go to train.
Go to train. I think
I
they
am
would
not
have like a gym. Yeah.
I am not letting some little chump beat me.
All right. Yeah. So you start pumping iron. Um,
Well, not just pumping iron. I'm gonna do some like combat training as well.
yeah. They would have like the like much higher quality training robots.
I'm gonna do so. The one thing that I'm gonna do that's gonna be like really cool is like top tier firearm training.
Yeah, they would have like what is essentially like laser tag, but it's like cyberpunk laser
I'm
tag.
gonna do basically one of the AR trainings or
Yeah.
training sessions.
Yeah. In like the Clone Wars, how they have that landscape building for the train the clone
Yeah,
troopers, and it's like the stuff moves around and stuff. It's like that, but it's all in like
just like
VR.
the simulations.
Yeah, basically. So you get like VR goggles and like the tracking suit, and they put you on like a fancy schmancy like what is basically like a synchronized like treadmill that like when you walk, the ground rolls with it, so you don't have to move anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's like a super advanced like thing, and they do the full suit, everything, and yeah, they just kind of like let you probably like over a dozen of these like little like pods to like let people train in and stuff.
Oh, so we're fighting each other, but we aren't fighting each other.
Well, no, you do all. Each of you have like a separate simulation.
Oh.
You probably could play LAN, I guess, if you wanted to, but you know.
Can I get everybody that's in here to do a LAN party?
Sure. Make a charisma check.
Yeah. It's a Halo LAN time. I can't roll it.
Can't roll.
You've really taken away my permissions, haven't you?
I take your permissions. I can do
I
this.
can't roll it. Oh,
Can't
there I
roll
can.
it. Yeah. 4. That should still be enough.
I think that is enough.
So it takes a bit of work. You probably get like all but like one of the people. Probably you get
Oh
everybody.
wait, I have a charisma of 7.
Yeah, yeah. So you get everybody but the sniper, like the weird super heavily chromed chick that was with the douchebag dude. And you get
Uh,
everybody but her, and you all play like a team deathmatch, or like capture the flag and stuff.
do I win?
I think it goes back and forth. Different people win different rounds and stuff. But
How many
generally,
points do I get?
how many points do you get?
I need my KDR, man.
You need your KD
You should roll a percentile for this.
percentile.
When judging KD, you roll percentile. 2 percentiles to be exact. One for kills, one for deaths.
So 43 kills and
For
18
every
deaths.
No, so I got okay, now I gotta think. That means I
That's a little
got
bit
how many kills
more than
per
2 to
death?
1. Almost a bit more than 2 to 1, I think. That's pretty good.
So I got like over 2 kills for
Per
every 1 death.
Yeah,
I got 43 total and 18 deaths.
yeah.
Dang.
I could do the division right now.
Yes, please,
Like
please.
that's
I want to know my KD.
2.4
Oh,
basically.
I got 2 kills and I did about 48 damage to people before I died once.
Yeah,
That's actually really good.
yeah. For realistic training, it's pretty good. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Tarkov,
So
his KD
after
is like negative.
like the whole entire training session, I'm gonna like take off my goggles and everything. I'm gonna flick my helmet forward, and I'm gonna waltz right over to this heavily chromed lady.
So if you walk over, she's wearing like a really weird outfit that's like a a skin tight, like almost like plastic, but it's like purple, like bodysuit, very form fitting. And she's got like a bomber jacket over that. But parts of like the skin tight suit are just like see through, so you can see like the top of her thighs and like part of her stomach. You can see some cleavage and stuff in the front, like her shoulders. And she's got the gas mask on.
I'm
Uh,
going to woo this woman by the end of this.
so she sees you approach, and she kind of like takes the headset off, and she kind of like flips her like kind of short hair, um, probably a bit shorter than like she got like bangs and stuff, but not like short. Like the back is very short, but the front and the top is still like
Yeah.
moderately long. And she
I
kind of like
wonder
flips
if
her
I can
hair.
convert this woman to my crew. Huh? Huh?
I don't know. That'd be difficult. And you kind of she sees you walk up, and she just kind of like squints at you, but doesn't say anything.
You don't talk much, do you?
And she then she just kind of like just keeps staring at you and like putting her stuff away.
Hmm. Hey, I think we might have gotten off to the wrong foot earlier.
Yeah, she's just gonna gonna remain silent. She just seems to
All right.
be the not unresponsive type.
All right, how's this? You just got done with training. Let me get you a drink.
Hold on, I'm looking through her stats to see what she could do. Okay, so I think so. You kind of like just get training, and evaluate drink, and she like stands up straight for having like put the goggles and stuff down, and like turns to face you, and just kind of like gives you like the most like deadpan expression, like ever, and she just kind of like looks you up and down, and is like, what would she say? I think how she would even word this. So she looks you up and down, and she's just kind of like, no, and then just like walks out of the VR room.
I didn't even get a charisma check on that.
No, you just got denied. Is what just happened,
Hmm.
and you have no idea why. Usually that works. That usually something like that usually works because you're a pretty charismatic dude. But in this case,
Before she leaves the room,
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and do a scan. Because something's definitely up.
Yeah. Well, what if? I mean, you can look her over, and I can, like you like
Yeah,
to in
yeah,
order
let me
to
do
so
that.
basically in like what I've done more research into like bionics and stuff like that and how they work, more or less. There are two different types of bionics. There are powered bionics, and then there are like neural bionics. And powered are wireless, and you can hack them remotely. Neural are hooked up into a person's neural system, and you can't like wirelessly hack them. You have to plug into their body and jack in that way.
Hmm.
But you can just give her a once over as she walks away, and I'll tell you like what you can see.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Give me a perception check. See what you see.
7.
7. So
What do I see?
all four of her limbs are fully bionic. Her legs appear to have what are referred to as impact suppressors and advanced increment based uh, joints that basically let her move silently, and she takes no fall damage when she like falls or anything. Um, and her arms, when you see her like move stuff, and when you put the VR set down, small like spheres built into her forearms moved around and made sure that like no matter what she was doing, wherever she moved, her arms didn't move, and like her hands didn't move. So you get the idea, just like watching her like leave and do stuff, that she has internal gyroscopes built into her arms,
Hmm.
and they basically they keep your arms permanently like still. Like there is no, she could be sprinting and her arms wouldn't move.
So she Naruto run.
No,
Oh,
it's
you mean
more
like
of,
wobble?
yeah, it's like a camera gimbal, but for like your hands. So like basically, you would have a general idea. This is usually used for snipers. They can
I'm
do
gonna.
things without. Let's like this would let her sprint and shoot without missing. She could hang upside down or sideways or do whatever, and like her arms wouldn't
I'm
like
gonna
go.
trail her, like follow, because I have a theory.
Sure, you can do just that. Fantastic. So she walks back towards like the front counter of this like training center, and you see her. She kind of like flicks out her hand, and this like the AR display. She scans her like ID card, basically her like AR ID on like the machine, and it registers that she's leaving. And she walks down the hallway, and you walk after her, and you scan yourself too, and you leave. Um, and you walk down towards the residential rooms, basically like the quarters for
Does
the
she
different
notice?
teams. Oh yeah, yeah. So basically like it takes probably like 5 minutes, 10 minutes for you after trailing her to know that she's just walking in circles around the bunk areas, like the different like rooms. You're just walking down the hallways in a circle, back and forth, up and down, going up and down stairs. Like she's just gonna lead you in a wild goose chase.
I mean, hey, I'm just like casually walking.
Yeah, so she's just
Like
gonna.
I've got my hands in my pockets. I'm looking at like an AR display because looking, quote unquote.
So yeah, but as long as you follow her, she's just gonna keep walking in circles around the ship.
She's not gonna like Engage.
I think she like walks up a set of stairs and disappears from view, and you walk up after her, and and she's just gone.
Hmm. I'm gonna open a closed comm link with bonus.
So you open a closed comm link with
So I'm
bonus.
just gonna keep walking like nothing's wrong, but I'm gonna open up the comm link.
Yeah, so you open the comm link, and bonus he picks up on the other end. And he's like, "I thought you were gonna be busy at the brothel."
Ha ha ha. No, I think we've got an issue on our hands.
Like, and how might you mean that?
I think the other team that we encountered before has a contract killer with them.
Bonus is like, "Man, we're all contract killers. That's why we're here."
Yes, but a professional.
Like, well, I'll think of myself as a professional too, but you know,
No, no, no. We are the guys that you go to the end of the alleyway and hire.
while I'm offended, I will not object to that. No, touche.
We both know that we all take dirty money in Ryanstown. I don't think this chick is from Ryanstown. I'm thinking political assassin, something big. She's got gyroscopes in her arms. She's got Blade Runner feet.
He's
Think
like,
about it.
well, those are both very like you would know. I can tell you the price of each of those modifications, by the way. Assuming you want to know them anyway.
Yeah, I do. I'd love to. This is something good that I can pass along to bonus.
Yeah. So the impact suppressors are 8,000 collars. The advanced increment-based movement joints are 12,000. The arm gyroscopes. Have I even made them yet? I have not made them yet. They would be probably like 20 or 30,000.
She's got a fit that's basically almost 45,000 collars.
Yeah, that's no chump change for somebody.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. She's a political or, big assassin. To her, we're just small time.
And bonus is like, I think you should probably get used to that one, friend. I think we're both kind of out of our element here. I don't know what that Johnson was thinking when he got us involved in this, but yeah, we're a bit over our heads, I think.
Well, look at it this way. The only thing we have going for us is that we know how dirty it can get. So we bide our time. If we have to, fight to the last squad. If we can take everybody by surprise, then I think we've got this in the bag.
And bonus is like, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that probably about suits it. And he's
Take
like,
some time, train a lot. I just did a land training session and I got a lot of data. After you're done training, meet me at my room and I'll disclose it with you.
do you want me to look into any of the other people on board this fine vessel?
Ah. What happened? It cut out.
Do you like bonus asked if you wanted him to, uh, like take a look at like follow anybody else on the ship and the other like
As of
hitmen.
right now, not necessarily. But definitely go down to the AR training room. Take a couple of training sessions, and then after that, meet me at my room, and we'll compare data. I was able to get into a LAN game with some of the other teams, and I collected a lot of valuable information.
Okay, and he's like, bonus is like, yeah, I'll see where I can go and what I can do.
Alright, sounds good. And I'm going to close the channel. And I'm going to go to the bar.
All right, so you go to the bar, and sure enough, right in the center is Mr. Golden Skull. He is, sitting at the bar. So because this bar is like the VIP lounge, basically.
Hmm.
Much nicer than any bar you've ever been to. I would probably add. You see the officers for the cruise ship are down here. Like the captain is in one of the booths over in the back, talking to like some other corporate dudes that you don't recognize.
Mm,
Um, and then the theme, the color scheme in here is all like velvet and like red and like
okay.
crimson and stuff, and like the neon lights are all like dark red and stuff. It's very atmospheric in here.
Hmm.
And Mr. Goldenface, half Goldenface, he's over on the counter, and you see him schmoozing one of the other uh, like sailor women, one of the like employees aboard the ship. And he's like talking to her, and she's like giggling like a schoolgirl after whatever snide remarks he's making, and he's I don't even know if he can realistically drink because his face is metal. um,
So I'm gonna like flick my helmet back for the only time that anybody's gonna ever see me, and I'm gonna just pop a squat at the bar. I would assume that something like Lone Digger is playing,
yeah, there is the classy synthwave.
and whatchamacallit, Pharaoh's just gonna pull a glow stick out of like a random pocket. Cause why not?
Yeah, sure.
So
So
I'm just gonna pull out a glow stick and sit at the bar and start smoking it.
yeah, so you see this dude, he schmoozing this girl, and you can hear him like talking a little bit, and he can totally modulate his own voice. So he's doing accents and impressions of different people perfectly. You see when he also has like a glow stick in his hand, but it's like yours is probably like white, like the basic white color. It's like mostly unflavored.
Oh
And
no, I would definitely be smoking a flavor.
yeah, I mean, like it's like the lower quality flavor. It's not like the high tier vape that has like the bajillion parts to it and stuff. But this dude,
Yes.
he's got like a bright gold glow stick, and he's just kind of like he holds it in between his jaws, and when he breathes out, because he has no nose, it is the smoke just like leaks out of his like the hole in his face where his nose used to be at some point. It like leaks down off of his like down his face, and it's really weird and looks really creepy to anybody else except for this dude and this girl that he is apparently flirting with. He's telling her about like his previous excursions and cool jobs that he's been on and stuff, and she's just like eating it out of the palm of his hand at this point. The bartender seems less than amused.
I'm just gonna sit at the bar and wait for the bartender to waltz over to me.
The bartender is a relatively young-looking African American kid, probably early 20s, early mid 20s. He's wearing like the black vest, the white dress shirt, the bow tie. Very well dressed. And he walks over, and he's like, "So what can I get you, sir?"
Old fashioned on the rocks.
Like, coming right up. And he turns around and he like grabs the bottles and he puts them on this like big metal tray, and he like taps a button, and the robotic arms make the drink for him, and then like they reflect back, and and he picks back up, and he like hands it over to you, and he's like, "There you go."
Thanks. I'm gonna take a casual drink from it.
Yeah, you take your casual sip, chilling with the
Are there
bar.
any of his other team members with him?
No, he appears to be alone.
Does anyone approach me?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, cause this dude, he would probably, but like he's too consumed at the moment with his own shenanigans to.
So like none of the other team members come over and like try to talk to me or anything? Any of the weaker teams?
Um,
Well, that's uneventful.
I think you see people like watching you, like looking at you, and kind of like whispering over one of like the other booths, but nobody like approaches you.
After I finish my drink, I'm gonna, you know, put I guess like 20 colors on the bar, because an old fashioned is a fairly cheap drink to make.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna get up.
All right.
Because I'm like waiting for someone to walk over. I'm waiting for something to happen.
Yeah. So you walk up. Uh, nobody does. You do still kind of see like over in the far end, some like one of the other teams is kind of like looking around and they're watching you and they're watching the other guy, kind of like.
Before I leave, I'm gonna put like my hand on the doorway, and then I'm gonna go over to the other team.
So you go over to
Other team in the booth, and I'm gonna pop a squat.
So you just walk over to their booth and you take a seat, and they all kind of like look at you. This team looks to be like they look kind of like corporate middle management office workers that were signed up to do this as part of like a team building exercise or something. And they don't really appear to be particularly combat capable.
Oriented.
Yeah, like they're all sipping like fine wines and champagnes and dainty drinks. They've all got like Rolexes on and fancy like body modifications and super fancy, cybernetic limbs and eyes and arms and stuff like that. And they're all wearing like fancy dresses and suits and tuxedos and there's like only like three of them there, but they don't. Yeah, they walk over and they kind of like look at you with that kind of like rich person's like dismissive, just kind of like, peasant, what are you doing here?
So I'm gonna like AR project from my helmet a butterfly knife and start flipping it around in my hand.
Yeah, so you do that, and one of the guys, looks up and down with like an eyebrow cocked, and he's like, "Can we help you, sir?"
Y'all don't seem like you belong here.
He's like, "Oh, yes." I don't know why I'm Zarbon all of a sudden, but that's what we're going with. He's like, "Yes, well, you see, our company, human resources, are so pedantic and asinine. They believe that this would be good for our department's team building exercises."
I hope you know that in the first seconds, your team will go down.
You're like, honestly, we hope so.
But you know what? And I'm gonna like flip the blade out and stop it. And I'm gonna point it at the guy speaking. Just for you. I think in the first few seconds, I'm gonna split you all up and hunt you down one by one.
And
Just for you.
This like younger woman and this other young guy, well, they look to each other and like kind of like worried, but the guy talking seems less worried. He kind of like looks over at his friends, and like it's kind of that thing where it's really obvious to tell who leads this clique of people, because like the pompous guy laughs, and then the other two people like kind of nervously laugh after him, Yeah. He's like, oh, it's like, please, dear, just take us out as soon as you can. I need to go home.
Oh no. I think you'll be the last one to go.
Like, oh, I'm sure I won't be that bloke over there. And he like gestures like a really dainty gloved hand over to the gold-faced dude, who as he like walks out of the bar.
I think he's just the boss fight I've been looking for.
He's like, yes, he does seem awfully confident.
I'm gonna like toss the AR butterfly knife to him, And it like as soon as it like hits his chest, he like freaks out and it like dissipates.
Yeah, it's kind of like fizzles out into like pixels and stuff, and he just kind of like, ugh.
Should watch your back around mercenaries.
He's like, oh, I'm very much aware. I've hired that man in the past.
Huh. Think about changing who you hire. This should tell you a lot. And then I'm gonna walk away.
And yeah, you just kind of walk away, and the three people are just kind of like, all right, kind of semi confusedly. But yeah,
I'm the better buy here.
yeah, and yeah. So you leave the bar. And I think as you leave, you walk out and you see down this like part of the shit in this hallway. You see Gold Face Man, Zen, and the random woman you managed to hook up with are like walking, hand in hand down the hallway towards the quarters.
I'm gonna walk back towards my room because, assumably, Bonus is done with his mission, or well, his training.
Yeah, so you walk up and you like scan the ID, and dink, and the door like lazily swings open a little bit, and you walk in the sitting in a lounge chair in the very far end of this room in pitch black is Bonus.
I'm gonna, without regards for him, I'm just gonna flick on the light.
You turn the lights on, and he does not move from his place. He just kind of like stays perfectly still, and he's just like having fun.
Well, how did training go?
He's like, it was as to be expected. Seems that not every team here is exactly the expert hitmen.
Well, yeah, seeing as I just encountered a few snobs. Gave him a good scare.
He's like, yeah, I heard about those guys stuck here on some human resources thing. There's another team of random street kids who were more or less just taken off the street by some.
I would have said. Anyway, are we actually representatives of Hermes?
And Bonus is like, well, having read over the contract we had to sign, and when we opened up that email, we aren't representatives of Hermes. We're representatives of Mr. Xander specifically.
Huh. So this is like one big Hunger Games then?
Bonus is like, well, probably. I certainly get the feeling that this is just kind of like a big chess game for the corporate wankers.
Sorry, repeat that. I'm sorry, I hate Discord right now.
Bonus.
Chess game, I heard. Last thing I heard was chess game.
So Bonus, this all feels like a bit of a chess game for the corporate bigwigs.
Honestly, I feel like it's just a way to see which mercenaries perform the best.
Yeah, there's probably a bit of that too, but if that's the case, why are we here? Neither of us are on the level of that gigantic freaking barbarian.
I'd be more worried about the woman. Big man can go down easy. Take him out from afar. She's the one we have to worry about.
He's like, that's what you think. I went to the weightlifting gym. It's like, and I saw that guy freaking bench press the exercise equipment with one hand.
Like I said, we can take him out from afar if this is really just one big paintball game.
Oh, and Bonus is like, oh yeah, that's true. His muscles won't do too much in the case of arranged fight.
She's the one we have to worry about. Hold on. Give me a second here. My brain's working. I'm gonna check the room for bugs.
Sure, give me a perception check.
Alright.
You find nothing.
Give me one more good scan, but this time I'm gonna have Ankh do it with me.
Alright, I'll give you advantage.
Alright. Oh!
Alright. So you
So I don't find it, but Ankh does.
yeah, so you get like a little like boom, a little pulse of electromagnetic energy kind of fades out, and you detecting like with like AR screen display of what he sees, that there are a number of listening devices and hidden cameras in this room. There's also a specialized scanning device built into the ceiling tiles that you would and like okay, so there's one scanning device that is in the doorway of this room is a scanning device, and then there's another one built in the ceiling, and you would know that they're for picking up wireless guns.
What are the listening devices for? Are those ours? Are those good to keep there, or do we need to kill those?
They don't appear to like they appear to be like they've been built into furniture or they've been built into light fixtures. Like they don't appear to be like somebody snuck in here and put them there. They look like they were built into this room.
Just in case. I'm gonna go and turn on the shower
Mm-hmm.
and turn on the sink at the same time. Really running up that water bill. Uh,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna keep the door open, of course, and then turn the TV on, put the volume up a little bit, and open up or not open up a comm channel. I'm gonna flick back my helmet. Uh, and turn off the light. So, what do you think we do?
Bonus is like about what?
Well, the other teams. This all feels suspiciously rigged.
And he's like, well, we go in, we try our best. I'm sure there's a second and third place reward. So, you know,
Since when were you the optimistic mom?
he's like, I'm not, but I know when we're screwed. So,
I wouldn't say we're screwed so much as say,
disadvantaged.
no, that's not it either. What's the word I'm looking for? Ah, underdog.
Yeah, that's I guess one way to put it.
I say, you and I both go for the whole thing.
The whole thing. You really believe that we can outdo Magic Sniper Chick and Big Boy and Annoying Golden Man?
Oh yeah. We've got to get them separate. That's the key.
Well, if we see an opening, we can be sure to take it.
Well, assumably, they can't communicate with one another as effectively as we can. We still have three of us. Don't forget, I've got Ankh.
That's true, I suppose.
If we can get them separated, get other teams on our side, we might be able to take this thing.
And Bonus just kind of like shakes his head and is like, we can certainly try our best.
You know me. Not one for failure.
Yep, let's see if we can maintain that streak.
Hey, I've done pretty good so far. I beat out Cromwell.
I was like, yeah, but let's be honest, it's not like he was quite the, MMA master fighter.
Beat the shit out of me.
Yes. And that robot did too.
Exactly, but I came out of that coma.
But he's kind of like chuckles and shakes his head. He's just like, I'm going to go to bed now.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So I'm just gonna go right into the shower
Mm-hmm.
and then go to bed with the TV still on.
Okay, yeah, you do that, and you slowly but surely drift off to a nice, loverly sleep. I'm trying to find some good. Just look at music for this. Let's see, where's classical? Morning mood. Yes.
What did you find?
It's the morning song. Have you heard this before?
What? I can't hear it.
I can hear it.
Hold up. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! I know what this is, yeah. Isn't this copyrighted?
Was classical music, so I don't believe so. Most
Oh,
classical stuff
okay.
isn't.
Okay, cool.
Even if it is, who cares?
It's
So
not like we're monetized.
yeah. So you drifted off to sleep, and you wake up. You're no longer in the tub, unfortunately.
No, I wasn't in the tub. I was in my bed.
You're no longer in your bed, or in the room. We're on the cruise ship.
Wait, what?
You open your eyes flutter awake after getting a really good, solid, very deep sleep. Much better sleep than you've gotten.
I mean, I obviously slept in my clothes and everything.
Yeah. I have to roll. Use the internet to roll 1d15 to choose where we are. Yay.
Oh, jeez. I don't like this.
This is where the fun begins.
Oh, no.
Oh yes. 1d15. What do we get? A 2. What's a 2? Okay.
What?
This isn't the worst place. Actually, we almost got a very bad place, but no, we're fine. So you wake up, you got your eyes flutter open, and you see, like you're lying down, and you're staring up at a bright blue sky, like not a cloud in sight. It's warm, and you hear the sounds of crashing waves, and you smell the sea. Very peaceful.
I'm gonna look around. That's the first thing I'm gonna do.
So you bolt up. You find that you are lying down in the sand. You are you are clad in your usual outfit. Next to
Mask
you,
on.
next to you, there is a paintball mask. You don't need one, and there is a paintball gun, a fancy cyberpunked paintball gun. And across from you is Bonus, who also appears to have just woken up. He like, you know, comes to a sitting position and looks around and is like, God damn it.
What?
Like they probably freaking drugged us.
I'd assume so, yeah.
And you look out and you can probably see there are there are actually 5 helicopters. There's one helicopter that is over. Okay, so I'm just gonna. How can I? Okay, so we are on the coast. To our northeast is the mouth of a large river where it empties out into this gigantic cape and like cove area. That's probably like a mile across. It's pretty. Yes, it's like a mile across. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
And there was a helicopter flying over the water away from you. And you look around, there are 4 other helicopters at different places around this giant island. And they're all, either some of them are hovering, some of them are moving, some of them are flying back. and on the very, very distance, the very far distance over the horizon, you can just see a little black line of the cruise ship.
Well, I would assume that these helicopters are keeping track of teams, so we can use that to find the others. I'm gonna pick up my paintball gun and rack the slide back.
And you slide back and you look it over and stuff, and it's fully functional. No sand got into any of its jibbly bits, and it's got 50 rounds in it.
Does Ankh have a paintball gun too?
Yes, he does.
Ah, all right. I'm gonna Ankh, get out here. Let's go.
And so from your like little backpack that was like propped up next to you, too, you went squish the robot, and it kind of like flutters up to you, and a little like gas powered, nitrogen powered paintball pistol, like hooked onto its bottom where the pistol used to
Nice.
be. I need you to make me a perception check.
Does Ankh make one too?
Unk can make one.
5.
Bonus does not care, so he won't make one.
7.
So
I got a 5. He got a 7. Both
yeah.
pass.
So you both look as since we're not central on the island, but we're like in a moderately high traffic area. I do have to roll for the other team to figure out where they landed. So give me one moment. Wow. Perfect, but not
What?
perfect. Okay, so I gotta keep track of this now. Okay, nothing. You don't need to concern yourself with. So as we're kind of standing here, it's actually kind of perfect. We're just kind of getting our bearings and stuff, for looking at like the forest and like the grasslands around us. And as you kind of scan the horizon, watching the helicopters where they go, an almost like an Ankh-sized drone, a quadcopter drone, carrying a really big duffel bag, flies at a very high altitude over this. So we're on the beach. To our direct west is a tall mountain with what appears to be a volcano on it. And the drone flies over toward the volcano, and as it hits the volcano at some point in the distance, you see the bag drop, and it lands in the tree line, out of view.
Well, let's say we need to go get that duffel bag.
All righty. So you and so you communicate that to Bonus, I assume, and start like walking off towards
Oh yeah.
duffel bag.
Let's go get that duffel bag.
Alrighty. So you get to that duffel bag. When you start walking toward the duffel bag, how far? This is probably like half a mile away. Okay. Hello.
Ankh, cover us 6.
So we kind of make this trek up this mountain, and like kind of like so we cut through this like small patch of like forested woods. We pass through the woods and we hit this point where like the grass stops and it turns into this rocky, craggy mountain. And make me another perception check. Bonus is gonna make one too this time.
Okay.
Bonus does not pass, I don't think.
Oh, 10.
That's cocked actually. There we go.
There we go. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
So you perfectly spot. So you would just like see there is on this mountainside. There is this like part of the ground where like the dirt and like the rocky soil appears to have been like pushed aside, in what you would assume is where the duffel bag landed, and is not there. Actually, no, the bag is there, but it is empty. And there are footprints leading north from here.
All right, well, let's get to hunting.
Alrighty. So you and Bonus start walking up. Do you follow the tracks, or do you just like go in a random direction?
Oh, we're following.
All right, so you follow those tracks, and it's like about a mile. Okay, so you head north, and down this mountain is the source for the lake that leads into the giant cape. So you follow this like river, and you down back down the mountain, and another hour or so of hiking goes by, and you reach this lake, and off in the distance you hear little pop, 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 and then silence, and you see across the lake and a little bit over to like the northwest ish, and in this other like forested area, this big flock of birds flutter from the trees and like lift off into the air and fly away.
Stay low.
And as you kind of like approach this like lakeside, Bonus turns to you. He's like, "That didn't sound like paintballs."
Why do I get the feeling you're right?
And
What are the odds that there was a real gun in that duffel bag?
da 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 womp. Anyway,
Really?
anyway, so good times with the Battle Royale right now. So, do you? I assume you go towards the sound of gunfire because you're dumb.
We're just gonna wait at this tree line.
Okay, so you walk a little bit farther, and you like walk a little bit to like the west of this lake, and you follow the shoreline. You get
So
stuck into the trees.
I'm assuming that I can contact my sponsor.
No, you have no idea how to do that. You don't know. Actually, before we get to that, before I continue to say no to you, uh, so after this gunfire gunshots go off, and we like duck into this like tree line, we're like hiding in a bush, being lovely little rats over here, Tarkov 2.0.
Yeah.
We kind of hear these like really loud like digital sound, and you look up in the sky and see that there's this huge AR projection that's like appeared in the sky, and the faces of those three corporate pompous nerds that you saw before appear one after another, and they go to say disqualified. They kind of like flash a little bit and like change
Deceased?
to say KIA. Yeah.
I'm gonna look to bonus. So much for no firearms, huh?
And Bonus is like, yeah, I don't know, I don't know what this is all about.
I'm gonna I'm gonna try and do a thing here. Can I get in touch with the Johnston?
Mm, give me an intelligence check, and then I'll see if you can figure out how you could get in contact with the Johnson. Let me look. Is that enough? That might still be enough. I don't know.
Might be.
Yes,
I've
it
got
matches.
Oh yeah.
So, after about 5 minutes of sitting here, waiting, watching, listening, the idea comes to you that there had to have been some drone up there projecting that AR image, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea that comes to you.
Hmm. I know you're gonna hate me for this,
Mm-hmm.
but there's the helicopter following us,
No,
and
those
then
are gone at
there's
this point. They flew back towards the cruise ship. They're gone.
all right. There's got to be a drone up there. There's got to be camera drones.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try something really stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to cover me.
And Bonus just like, yeah, sure.
Unk, stay here with bonus.
Yeah, the drone obeys.
All right, I'm gonna see. Is there cover? Are like we by a field? Is there like another tree line?
Yeah, we're currently hiding at the very edge of a tree line, to the west of the small like lake.
All right, so I'm gonna peek out slowly, inch my way out, and then shoot towards the drones.
So you kind of like look off into the sky, and you can see that just barely see this little tiny black dot that is kind of floating around and like moving
And
around in
like
the sky.
wave my I'm gonna fire a couple shots and then wave my arm up.
So you fuck up shots. They won't make it that far up. But you kind of like
Yeah,
wave your
but
arms around and stuff. Um, and
because I'm assuming that he's watching.
that's a fair assumption, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try and like wave the drone down.
So as you kind of like waving your arms and stuff, and this like at this really tiny drone way off in the distance, that's like literally like a mile and a half away. Um, you kind of notice as you're kind of walking around, uh, one of the woodpeckers in the tree looks just a little bit like it's staring at
Off.
you. Yeah.
I'm gonna look over to it and AR display a message.
Hmm.
And it's gonna say, "What happened to no guns? You lied to us. Make up for it now."
I did not plan
Or
for
or
that.
well, actually, it's gonna say, "Someone here has guns."
Ah, okay. So you say that, and the woodpecker kind of like hops around a little bit on a little branch, and then it like flutters over to you. Uh, and you can see now that there's like its eyes are robotic and stuff, and it's probably some weird genetic modification, horrifying monstrosity made in some lab somewhere.
Oh yeah,
And you kind of like it flutters over, and then it blinks a couple times, cocks its head at you, and then you see like one of his eyes like lights up, and this like holographic display image of Mr. Xander, the Johnson, pops up, and he's just you can see, you can hear there's a party going on. He's holding a like a big like champagne decanter in his hand, like glass in his hand, and
yeah,
he's got like you know like the full 50 suit on and stuff, and he's sitting at some big couch,
yeah,
and he's like uh can is this thing on? Can you hear me?
yeah. I can hear you. What happened to no firearm?
He's like, yeah, I didn't have anything to do with that. I don't know if there's much we can do. But
Well, they had to get them somehow. Even the playing field. We're gonna get our asses handed to us.
he's like, well, I don't have access to that sort of thing, so I don't think this is. He's like, hold on,
Well,
okay. He's like, just try to survive, play by the rules for now. If they come up to you and like want to murder you or anything, you can kill them and I'll smooth it out with the training center. I'm gonna ask around the other corporate idiots and see if I can't get any information out of any of them. Just don't die, and I'll be back in like a half an hour. Okay? All right,
all
bye.
right.
And then the hologram just like retracts back into the woodpecker's robo eye, and then the bird like goes back to its branch perch and like sits there and stares at you.
Ah, all right. Looks like we're on our own for now. We need to make our 3 paintball guns feel like 20.
Bonus is like, well, I don't think paintball guns are gonna do very much against actual firearms. He's like, but maybe we can lay a trap. We gotta find them first. That's I think the
Well,
first
yeah, assumably they're in the tree line across the way. We can't go through the water because our fucking chrome will get ruined. So we're gonna have to move around through the tree line.
All right. So, do you want to do this stealthily, or are you just gonna like, speedily? How are you doing this? How are you?
We're gonna keep it low and slow.
All whitey. So you
Onk, go into stealth mode.
so give me an agility check, and I'll make one for bonus as well. Alk does not need one because he is tiny and insignificant. So bonus does pass actually. And
Oh!
so the two of us move like real operators, and we're creeping through. Like you don't even step on a leaf. You just like avoid the little twigs and branches, and like avoid disturbing any of the wildlife that are here, the various birds and frogs and stuff and snakes that you pass.
At any kind of like sign of a twig snapping, we stop dead.
Yeah, like wait. like a minute or two, nothing happens, and you can move a little bit farther. Yeah. And eventually, so this like foresty area that you're in, is the same one that you heard the gunshots in earlier. It's connected,
Okay.
all to the west of the lake. So
Yeah.
eventually, you do come up to where the gunshots were, and you kind of like come into like this like little bit of a clearing, and sure enough, there are the three bleeding dead bodies of the corporate office workers, uh, who are very dead. While two of them appear to be shot, one of them has a gigantic gash from his his like clavicle all the way down through his breast like chest, like in the like you can see his like lungs, and it's gigantic
I
like.
think I think we've got cheaters on our hands.
Bonus is like, yeah. How do you want to play this? Bonus is going to search the dudes
Yeah, I
because
think
they
I'm gonna
might.
cover him from the tree line.
Yeah, because Bonus's mind, even though I don't know, I'm not trying to metagame right now, but Bonus's mind would go to if there's one cheater group, there could be these guys too. He's gonna do a little bit of search. Gosh darn it! Does that still pass though?
All
No.
right, I'm gonna also search and rummage through.
All right. So bonus looks around.
Oh,
Bonus looks around through like the woman's stuff, and she doesn't have anything. You look through the pompous dude who talked to before, and you find that his ring, his big signet ring with like a big like a ruby on it. That's like it's like a pretty big ring. You
yeah,
pick that up. You kind of look at it because you see that like what first drew your eye to it is that you kind of can see like almost like a residual like heat or like a light behind the gem. So you kind of
yeah.
like pick it up and you look at it and stuff, and you see that the bottom of it where like the ring top, the jewels on top, and the bottom of the ring, it's like a really small engraving of what appears to be like a button or like a plate on it, kind of.
Hmm. I guess I'll keep my. I'll slide it on.
Yeah, you slide it on. You don't know what it does, but it does
I
something.
don't think I want to figure it out yet, especially while it's pointing at me.
Yeah, so you slip this ring on. It is a big old like middle finger ring, I think, really large.
I mean, I'll point it at the tree and then press the button.
So you put it in the tree and you make a fist with your hand, and a laser beam fires out of the ring and slams into the tree and burns like a couple centimeters diameter hole through the like in the
I'm gonna
tree.
look at bonus.
Bonus, like his mask prevents you from seeing his emotion, but his like his posture and stance is that of complete utter shock.
I'm gonna like not even move my arm from the position that it was in and like look over to him.
Yes, but this is a moment of like that Spider-Man meme where like they're pointing at each other.
Yeah.
You're pointing like away from him, but you're both like in that weird stance, like looking at each other shocked, and he's just Bonus just like they got cool toys.
Let's see what else they got.
So Bonus is gonna look around with the other dude that was there. What I'm gonna look through the
I'd
items that I
say
can have.
I'd say a derringer,
A Derringer. Let me look through.
like a two-shot derringer.
Hmm. I think he finds a small like survival knife.
Hmm.
It's not like
Okay.
titanite or anything fancy, but it's like
It's enough.
yeah, it's like a K bar basically.
Yeah.
And he finds that I talked to this dude's like boot, and he's like,
Yeah.
man, these people are all cheaters apparently. What the
Except
heck?
for us.
He's like, yeah, figures. Very convenient. And he looks at the camera for like for a second, and then keeps moving.
How convenient.
How convenient
I
indeed.
feel like the odds were stacked against us here.
You don't know if that was on purpose or not, but I mean, bonus like he seems unsurprised. Like the office workers would cheat because they're rich pumping idiots. So obviously they're gonna try to like.
I mean, hey, look at it this way. If we win this without cheating, we
That,
get all rights to money.
all that fat loot. Yeah. So
If
you
we
got
really
these.
wanted to, we could go into this non-lethal and knock everybody out and then kill them.
Bonus is like, well, let's take it one step at a time, shall we?
Of course, of
Um,
course.
and
One step at a time.
yeah, so you got these fun little gadgets now that you've managed to pick up off of.
I've got a laser.
You got a laser ring.
I'm keeping this. This
Yeah,
is not leaving me now.
I don't have the stats for it right now, but I will say it has limited usages per day. Like per
All right.
like
Well, I'm
charge
gonna
day.
I'm gonna try like holding it up to see if it's solar powered and like not squeeze my hand.
Okay, you kind of hold it up. You get the impression that the jewel itself can be replaced, like an ammo pack, basically, like a
I'm gonna
battery
check
pack.
him for another one.
Yeah, no, I'll just no, yeah, he only has one on him.
Oh, that's boring.
Hey
All
man, I'm
right.
not gonna
Well,
give
I've
you a
got.
full 10 laser rings. Just be like, yes, I'm a walking Death Star now. I'm just gonna go cut this box in half. No, we're not that dumb.
So how many uses do I pretty much have now?
I have to come. Hold on.
All right. Pause the recording.
Okay. I apologize for that. Plumbing problems.
Very good.
Um. So where were we?
Anyway.
There was the body in front of the knife, and then
Yes.
yeah. So where's our next step?
Honestly, I'm gonna try to avoid using this ring as much as I can. But I guess you know what we need?
What?
We need to get the high ground.
When you can climb the volcano again. Let me look at the map. There's the volcano there. You could keep going north, and you would elevate a little bit, a lot further north, like a mile north. There is a mountain.
Hmm. I guess we should get to the top of the mountain.
Which one? The one closest to you, or the one like
Closest.
the closest? Okay.
Of course, the one closest to us.
Okay, so you take another half an hour. It's probably getting towards like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning at this point. It's high noon almost. And you could climb back up the volcano. And what are you trying to see? This is the
Uh,
highest peak in the island, by the way. So
anything.
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 Well, okay.
Literally anything.
I will send you in the Discord the map of the island. Then. Where is it? Here we go. For reference, you are currently at C.
Okay. Give me one moment.
We landed at B. Currently at C. Well, we're back at C. We were near D. D was where we heard the second set of gunshots, or the first set.
Okay, give me a second here. I need to find the server. There it is. Alright, so we are at what now?
C. The
We're at
mountain.
C. We heard the gunshots at B, right?
At D. We
At
landed.
D.
We landed at B.
Oh. Oh!
And if you're
So
wondering,
we've done.
if I rolled a 1 on that landing check, yes, we would have been in the middle of the ocean. And yes,
Did anybody land in the middle of the ocean?
No, unfortunately. But if you're wondering, yes, there would have been sharks. So
Oh, jeez.
Uh,
That's definitely not fun.
yeah, I plan for that contingency. So, progress. Anyway, so yeah, so that's why you can see the whole layout of the island. There are some villages and stuff around, um, like E, F, uh, K are all
Can
villages.
I see any teams from up here?
You can hear gunshots coming from E at this point. Little, another. Then it goes quiet again.
Hmm. Well, I'd say we'd have to get down to there.
Indeedy do. So another hour goes by. It's now high noon. Uh, another miles worth of walking. You walked like a good 2.5 miles already. Good stuff. Um, and we make it to this abandoned town. And it's mostly ruined stone huts and cottages and stuff that are
Oh,
mostly in
come on.
ruins and
All
stuff
right.
like that.
So we're in a ruins, right?
Uh, well, yeah, currently.
Hmm.
Walking around this like little, Wild West almost mining town in the middle of this like forested area.
All right. Well, let's keep heading towards where we heard the gunshots from.
All right, so you head into the ruined town properly, and you do find the bodies of another three people, uh, just random, another one of the other teams, basically. Um, yeah, the tracks lead. It's got a 10, so I'll let you have the tracking and stuff.
Hmm.
Tracking leads into the woods to the east of the little ruined town.
Are there any shell casings on the ground?
Yes.
What caliber do they appear to be?
Uh, Probably like a dozen or so, like 9 mil, and then one really large, like 50 caliber, maybe even bigger than that.
Um, is it safe to say that we're stupid for tracking these people down? I'm gonna turn to bonus.
So you see that, and bonus is like, well, it's only a matter of time before either we find them or they find us. So I would rather be it on our terms rather than letting them find us at like the middle of the night or something like that, and like beheading us or something.
Well, look, it's not like they have NVGs.
That you do not know. At least one of them has bionic eyes, so he very well could have night vision on that.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, bonus gets it. Bonus gets
Well, it's either we wait it out or we find them.
it. Bonus opts for the finding.
Hmm.
Although he isn't against setting a trap, but we don't know where they're going. They did like deviate from the road that is here, so they're probably not headed towards like a set location. Is your general consensus?
So they're going up towards F, correct?
The tracks lead into the woods between E and F.
All right, let's loot the bodies, see what we can't scrounge together in
Uh,
terms of at least trying to hurt them.
these guys you just find paintball gear. These guys don't appear to have been cheaters,
Uh, More people that look to be in the same situation as us.
but they appear to be far less like armored and like chromed up and stuff than you guys and us.
Well, did they at least have anything that we can use?
Paintball guns.
All right, well, I'm taking them.
All right, Sure.
I'm taking another one for myself, so now I have two, which feels a lot more natural.
Alrighty.
I think Bonus should take one,
Yeah, bonus
and
is
then
gonna.
Ankh should get another one.
Well, I can't use two at once, but
But hey, he can keep the mag on him.
yeah.
Ankh can also heal me! I just remembered!
He can, yes.
Alright, let's get moseying on.
Alright, so you walk into the woods. Are we gonna do this stealthily still, or are we just gonna, like...
Oh, we're still going stealthily!
Alrighty. Roll. Bonus. Passes. What do you get?
Uh, um,
So...
that was close to being a one.
So, as we stalk our way through this this forest, you kind of this like felled log is like half rotted away. Kind of like duck behind it. Out in the clearing, this very small clearing, only like a dozen yards in diameter. Like it's pretty small. Small little clearing. There is the really big jacked dude with a big old shovel digging in the ground, and then next to him is Goldface, who's just like kind of like sitting on like a tree stump and is kind of like waiting around, smoking a glow stick. The sniper woman is nowhere to be seen.
I'm gonna like as soon as they come into eyesight, I'm gonna stop Bonus.
Wow, she rolled worse than all of us. Great. Okay. Yeah. So yes, you see them behind this log. And you just kind of like stop, and you tell Bonus to stop, and he ceases movement.
We are in primo stealth mode.
Yeah. They do not appear to have spotted you.
Right. I'm gonna have him go flank around them.
Alright, Bonus is gonna go and try and be sneaky. He does be sneaky.
Ooh. So I have an open private comm link with him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna have him. Where are they in conjunction to each other?
They are, I would say, 10 feet apart.
Is there any one that's like in front of the other?
From where you are, there's
Are are either of them close to the tree line? Is what I'm asking.
Goldface is closest to the tree line, but he's still probably 5-10 feet from the tree line. But he's closer than like Everest to be just in the center of the clearing. He's like 15
All right,
feet.
I'm gonna radio. Are they the team that has the guns?
Yes. You can see Everest has a gigantic axe strapped over his back, a big two-handed metal like ergonomic axe, and Goldface has a like an automatic pistol that he's like fiddling around with.
All right, I'm gonna radio in to Bonus here. How good are you at throwing knives?
Good question. I think Bonus responds by saying like, "I can do it. I can't guarantee that it will kill him."
Think you could get behind him and slit his throat? The small guy,
Yeah, of
not the
course.
big
Yeah,
guy.
of course, the small guy. He couldn't reach the big guy.
Think you can get behind him? If I can take the distraction.
If you can distract, yes.
All right,
There's a decent chance.
on my go. I'm gonna move around the tree line and fire paintballs at them and duck behind a tree. And
Okay.
Bonus, I need you to be quick about this. Grab and split his throat.
Alrighty, so you. Okay. Alright. So yeah, bonus is gonna wait for your signal.
All right. I'm gonna get up and run behind a tree and take a couple of pot shots at them.
Okay, are you actually like aiming for them, or are you just gonna like fire at
I'm
them?
just aiming in the general direction,
Okay.
like making sure not to hit bonus. But
Yeah.
I'm just like ducking behind a tree, sticking my arm out.
Okay, so you're twiddling the paintball trigger, and maybe like a couple of them hit Everest just because he's so large that it's kind of hard not to hit him at this
But
point.
it acquires their attention, right?
Yeah. Everest for sure turns and is like, it's like like it turns around, it's like company, and it's like drops the shovel and takes out the huge axe that he is probably as big as your like torso. Uh,
I'm gonna radio to bonus now.
yeah, so bonus, he runs out. He's gonna try to prison shank this dude.
Well, have him roll a grapple first.
Yeah. So this is grapple is agility plus agility versus agility.
No, it's strength versus agility.
This is gonna be the bad dude. It's
Ah.
gonna be bonus. Wow.
Oh wow, two perfect matches.
So he got, if we add strength, he got a 7, and for the agility, he got agility 6 plus 9. He got a 15. So
So he does it.
he grapples this dude. So you kind of like Everest like looks towards you, and then out of the tree line, a good 10 feet sprint. Bonus tries to like K-bar out. He like so the gold face dude is like sitting on this log facing towards Everest, and then he just gets tackled from behind off the log as Bonus like just like bear hugs him from behind and just like jumps on him.
Does he like hold the knife to his throat?
Initiative is what this means.
Hmm.
I'm gonna roll individually for each of the bad guys because they're all mini bosses.
Oh!
Ooh,
Ah! Yes!
very nice, very nice. Okay, so what is bonus? Because you get a 10.
I got
What
15.
you got a 15. Let me Pharaoh 15. Bada bing, bada boom. Bonus a 9 plus 5 plus 6 is 15 again. Wow. Um, what does
So wait.
Goldface get?
Oh. Oh! Let's go!
Goldface gets an 8.
I need to do Ankh.
8.
Ankh got a 5.
Onk got a 5. Agility, I think, is 8, right? Or is it 9?
I think it's an 8.
What is Tibet yet? Tibet gets a agility session gets a 10. 10. And Everest is a slow boy. He gets an 8. 8. And then Onk got, what did he roll?
He got a 5.
He gets a, like, 13. I think. Yes. So, this boom tackle, you shooting at him. Everest is slowly marching towards you, Terminator style. It is your turn, and then it is like at the same time. It's Bonus's turn.
So I'm gonna pop out behind a tree, point the ring right at his forehead, and squeeze the little button down.
All right, make me a perception check because you.
Ooh yeah!
All right, so let's see. This dude does have armor.
How much damage do you want this to do?
Um, I'll
It is a
say
laser weapon.
it's a
It's a
laser
very
weapon.
advanced laser weapon.
Yeah, I'll say. Well,
And that burned pretty bad into a tree.
I'll say it does 3d100. I'll be nice.
3D100.
Um,
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
when the armor deflected, it's a laser weapon. So no, I'll say that this ignores his armor.
Yeah! I can melt his brain!
How many uses do you have left? Ah, yeah, one. Great. What'd you get?
180.
180. Haha, I didn't kill him.
But it does a lot of damage.
But it nicks him
That's
on the chesticle.
not fun.
Alright, let me get the health counter up.
I'm gonna after that I'm gonna like it was like a kind of like moving shot from tree to tree.
Yeah.
I was hoping to hit him in the eyes.
Gonna blind him.
Alright, bonus. Slit that throat.
So you lean out from this tree and clench your fist, and this beam of red energy zaps into this dude's like bionic chest and like you see like burns some of the metal wiring and stuff, and all of a sudden sparks like fly out. He seems like his movement isn't stopped. He still keeps walking towards you, but you can tell that it's like, sparking and stuff. Bonus. Yeah, he's gonna
Cut
try to
the
just
throat. Cut the throat. Cut the throat.
So knives do 1d100. This guy really can't dodge this. But the guy can.
No, he can't.
He can't. So it just does. Does this guy have armor?
He's
Need a double check.
grappled.
Yes, this guy does have armor, so he can
But
armor check.
how are you blocking a slice to the throat? That's kind of like a coup de grace, isn't it?
Well, this is an armor check, not a dodge check. So bonus, he brings his knife down, to trying to like get this dude's throat, but he kind of like moves his jaw in the way of the knife, and like it gets like stuck in his teeth. It's like he just like staring there like weirdly grinning up at bonus like a massive freak. Who is up next? Who's Ankh up next, right?
Yeah.
Ankh, what does the drone do?
I think he's gonna go over and I think he's just gonna sit in the tree line, like right above me, peek out from a tree and try to shoot the big guy in the face. I think that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna shoot the big guy in the face
Try to
with his
blind him
paintball
or
gun.
something?
Yeah,
Then that would be a
yeah.
called shot for the head, which is a disadvantage.
Okay.
But you can still do it.
Ah!
I believe
He's got like near perfect.
I forget if I listed his perception or not. Let's see.
He is a robot. Or well, a drone.
That's pretty low. That's a 3. So I will say that would be a match even if you were the one firing it. So I'll say it's probably
Okay, cool. A match.
Probably, yeah.
So I'd say this does like what, 2d100?
No, this is no damage at all. This is a paintball gun.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I will say, I will make him make an endurance check to resist being blinded for a little while. Okay, yeah, he is fine. So these things, and they do like hit him like in the face, the nose, and like the cheek and stuff, and he just like, oh, what the, oh, gross. He like wipes his face off and like smears it all over. It's like weird, like red colored paint. He's like covers his face in it. He's just like, ugh, ow, and it's like his eyes are red, and kind of like obviously sore, and he's kind of like disorientated, but he is still able to see. Next comes everyone's favorite sniper, who can only really see bonus. So let's see if the sniper can shoot bonus.
Uh-oh. Is this like this universe's Helix?
No. But she is very perceptive.
Oh no.
Alright, she does hit him. He can make an
Oh
armor check
no.
to deflect against this. If it gets a 4 or higher, he takes no damage. Got a 5. This probably would have killed him in one shot, by the way. I'm just going to put that out there.
He blocks it with his armor.
Yeah, so there is this. So while this wrestling's going on, and you're kind of facing off against this dude, there's this little just like, and this from the tree line, there's like almost like quite like little like explosion of gas, and then there's just and it's and it impacts against Bonus's back as he's like wrestling with this dude. He like arches his back in pain. He's like, but he's still undamaged, but not painless.
Oh yeah, let's attack them on our terms.
Well, I mean, you did get damage off, just that you didn't kill anybody. Next up is Zen and Everest. Zen can only
No.
really
Oh,
break
wow.
free, so he's going to make his
Or
strength check
attempt
to break
to.
free. Yeah. He does break free. So he manages to like push Bonus off of him and like kind of. He's still prone. So he's used his half movement to stand up. So he's just gonna stand up. He can't shoot, so he's just gonna that's his turn. Everest, how fast could he actually get to you? 5, 10, 15, 20. He can get to you in one action.
I mean, I'm gonna have to dodge.
Yes, he walks up to you, and he's just gonna bring this huge axe down toward you. You can't dodge.
All right, so I'm gonna dodge this, and then I'm gonna deploy my stun baton because it's time. 5.
So
I can dodge
you
this.
duck out of the way of this huge metal axe, just like carbon fiber axe, just and like slams into this tree next to you that you're like hiding in front of, and like lodges like halfway through the tree. He just kind of like and wrenches.
So I'm gonna like swing my stun baton out like the guy that says traitor.
Traitor. Just yeah. So we come up to
Yeah.
your turn. Are you going to just like try to zap him?
I'm gonna get around him, and then swing it right at his back.
All right. So this is a very unique circumstance because he has some stuff that works with electrical signals. So we'll see how this plays out. Sure. He is going to try to dodge. He's not the fastest man in the West. Or the East in this case, so we will see. Wow. So you just like fling this baton out of your arm and go to swing at him. He just kind of like steps back and like brings this axe up to like block it. It's gonna like clang. Now we're in a good old melee combat.
I hate you.
Bonus. Half of his movement. Stand up. Action. Stabby stabby. Big man can dodge.
Stabby stabby.
Stabby stabby. Big man can dodge. Big man. Well, not big man. Tiny man. Did tiny man dodge? Yes. So bonus goes into, and this little gold faced boy just kind of like sidesteps out of the
This
way.
makes combat boring. We're gonna get shot.
Yeah, probably. Up is Ankh. What is Ankh gonna do?
Ankh is gonna. There's nothing to do.
Well,
really.
he could try to blind people again. He could try to find the sniper.
You know what?
Where she is.
Yeah, he's gonna try that. He's gonna be a little
Scout boy.
little trooper.
Yeah. He
6.
does.
He does it.
Yeah. So he kind of like gives him like that mental command to like find the shooter. She like looks up in the trees, and sure enough, top of the tallest tree, edge of the clearing, there's that woman crouched atop a tree with this huge gun, and it's like this huge rifle, this massive mag in the back of it, and the whole barrel's a giant silencer. And he's training it with this huge gun, just like looking down on this fight.
He's gonna try and blind her. Or try and at least like shoot her enough so she falls.
Okay, yeah, sure. Give me the perception check for that. Disadvantage for are you calling the headshot to get the blind off?
No. Just to hit her.
Okay. Oof.
Oh, oh, oh,
fails an endurance check at disadvantage to remain on the tree. She, hold on, what's her endurance? Endurance.
Please tell me that this fails.
Let me look.
Please tell me she fails.
Yeah. Yeah,
She does?
just barely.
So she falls from the tree. What's that damage, my guy? How many feet is she falling from?
I'll make it 1d8 times 10. I'll be generous. It's a pretty big tree. It's the biggest tree in the clearing area.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
70.
Ha! Ha ha ha! Ah. Ankh. My boy. My boy. Coming in clutch right now.
Alrighty, so we get 70. Okay. Now I'm gonna write this down.
Oh, my little trooper boy. What a shot.
So she is like, and kind of like falls off the tree. I'm gonna make another check to see if she can hold on to her gun.
Does she like scream on the way down?
Yeah, she does hold on to it. Okay, she does maintain grip on her firearm, but she does fall, tumble from the tree, like smacking a couple branches on her way down and crashing through them all. But she does smack the ground a little bit. She's not prone. What time are we at right now? Let me see. All right. That's Alex's turn. We're gonna finish this round of combat, and we're gonna call it off on a cliffhanger. It's gonna be good.
Ah.
Next is the sniper's turn. So her's gonna have movement, stand up. Okay. She's going to. Who would she shoot at? Now she's not sure. Because there's the drone.
Definitely not Ankh.
And there's the bonus, and then there's the guy fighting Everest. I don't think she'd use a threat because she knows Everest can like bench press a small car. So.
Well, yeah, but I'm quick. I'm shifty. I can get in and out.
She is. What can she even do?
I'm gonna shift my focus to her.
So she sees this drone hovering around, and she's got her back bruised a little bit. So she quick turns, looks around with her rifle. You see the under barrel attachment of her rifle is one of the smoke grenade dispensers. Like
You realize that Ankh can dodge this, right?
Well, it's not a dodge thing. It's just a smoke grenade. It's a smoke screen. So she pops these grenades, and they all. It's a big ring around her, and she's now totally concealed in the smoke.
All right, I hate you.
15-foot radius.
No. All right. And she's gonna have a thermal scope too. You're gonna tell me.
No, she doesn't have a thermal scope. Does she? Nah, I don't think so.
Why do I feel like you're lying to me?
Next is Zen and.
We're not meant to win this. I know that, man.
Everest. He is going to try to chop you in half.
I'm gonna tactically withdraw.
Yeah, so make that agility check.
Because I know we can't win.
That's not true. You could win.
No, we can't.
Well, you do dodge. So Everest bring this big old axe down, and once again you jump out of the way as the thin tree you were hiding behind moments before is suddenly cleaved in half. Halfway down is. That's his turn. Zen's turn. He's going to try to he's just gonna bring up his gun and try to just blap bonus because he's in melee range and bonus is a skilled combatant. Bonus is going to use his reaction instead of dodging the bullets to disarm the dude.
So he's gonna disarm Zen.
Yeah.
And hopefully shoot him in the head.
This would be an endurance for Zen versus an agility for him. That's an 8 in total. What is Zen's endurance? It's more than a 1, but you know. Okay. Yeah. So bonus grabs this guy's wrist, and so he get the shot off, but he's still like wrestling with the gun and like trying to like get the gun away from him, and they're
Oh, please tell me Bonus just breaks his wrist.
well, actually, he could do that because he has bionic arms. So yes, he does.
Oh,
He
yes.
just grips
That's
this
satisfying.
dude. It does 1d100 damage. Zap.
Oh,
That's a lot.
it's 90 damage.
That's 90 damage. This oh, that's a nice reaction. Oof. That was what, 90 damage you said? 90
Yeah,
damage?
90. He rolled a 90.
So because this dude's not very heavily chromed, right? He has fleshy arms. His
Oh,
bionic hands, right? They can crush a human skull. So
yeah.
he's just wrestling this dude's gun away from his hand. He just and like
Oh, so
like
does he like tear the entire hand off?
he like ultimate Indian burns this dude's wrist
Oh,
and like tears the flesh and stuff and like cuts him open and breaks the wrist.
oh.
He's just screaming in pain with his weird robo voice and just like ah.
So
And
does it like distort when he screams?
yeah, like freaks out 'cause, like the microphone is not that advanced. Well, it is, but it's not meant for that kind of level of exertion. And now, actually, no, we can go another. We can finish this combat round. I think this next upcoming one.
So before the turn finishes and Bonus basically tears this man's hand off. Finish him! I'm just calling out to Bonus.
Yeah, so you're killing with the bonus.
Kill him!
It is both you and bonus's turn. So bonus, his reaction to this is
I'm running.
He wrenches
So
the
I'm
gun.
spending my first action running into the smoke. Because not only is that cover for the sniper, but that can be cover for me.
So you want to dash across the field to get to the smoke drain.
Yes.
Okay, you in 2 movements, yeah, you can do that, easy peasy. So
Alright.
you run across. As you run across, Everest is like, coward. He kind of like watches you run away. Bonus, he's gonna. The guy dropped the gun because his hand no longer works. So he picks up the gun and he's just gonna point blank just full
Well, you should only
automatic.
do one shot.
This
It is technically a coup de grace.
well, this guy has armor, so gonna
Oh
fire.
yeah.
This is an
Okay.
auto
Yeah.
pistol, so it fires 5 times per shot, and they all
And he's
auto.
doing it point blank.
Yeah. So it's that I can make 5 armor checks, but the odds of that happening are pretty slim.
Slim.
Yeah. You know, I say that. But he does.
Did you pass all of them?
So this guy got it was a 5. His armor is 3, so he just failed 2 of them. That's still
I
enough.
was gonna
That's
say.
probably enough to kill him. So I'm gonna roll 4d100.
Wait, wouldn't it have to be a 4 to pass a 7?
No, 3's a match.
Three's
And
a
he
match.
still dies. So
Oh
bonus,
yes. Oh yes.
and 3 rounds like it was like sucked into this dude's like metal face, and then the other 2 like break through his teeth and go down his neck and like bent back of his head and like.
Good.
And
That's one less to worry about.
yeah, so bonus with the gun and his hand is still clenched tightly around this broken arm. He aims the gun over at Everett across the way as the episode comes to a close for today. Anyway, so I have
Well,
a plumber coming to my house soon. So
exciting stuff.
yeah,
Will our heroes make it out of this jungle alive? Will Everest die? Will the sniper finally accept that drink? Find out next time on Quest for the Core. If you want to see these episodes live, please go to mixer.com/xxx Marcopone XXX. If you guys enjoy seeing these on YouTube, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for me and my friend Cody, and we will see you next time.